Hey guys, this is Jimmy from Primer is Best, sponsored by my wife, Mrs. PIB. I told my wife, Mrs. PIB, I was going to start saying that just because it's kind of funny. But in all reality, it's true. My wife, she holds the pocketbook, whatever. Otherwise, I wouldn't have no place to live. I'd have C10s everywhere, or 62 Impalas, or whatever you've seen me in my videos playing with. But I was just joking around today, guys. It's getting late in the day. I live in East Tennessee, and it's going to be dark in probably an hour and 15 minutes. I'm going to get my 84 Chevy C10 truck left turn bill. I'm going to move it closer over here. I should have done that to begin with, but I didn't. I'm going to be taking my 78 C10 truck, Billy James, and parking it on this side. And there's a reason behind all this, and it's not because my 66 C10 truck is coming home from GM 1038. His name is Brian, GM 1038. You need to subscribe to his channel so you'll know what we're doing. You know, we kind of interchange, whatever. I mean, Tim Dixon at Gas X Chop Shop is on Facebook. Type in Gas X Chop Shop on Facebook. Axe is spelled A-X-E. Tim, and of course Brian, GM 1038, and myself, and C. Waller, the letter C, Waller, W-A-L-L-E-R. We're all kind of intertwined, so to speak. We're all real good friends, is what I'm trying to say. So a lot of times my stuff's somewheres and else, and you know, blah blah blah. You know how it goes if you watch my channel. Anyway, I've connected the battery, and before it gets make sure there ain't no mice in here. Nope, smells good in here. I don't know something about this truck. It always smells good. Let's see, I didn't see them. I don't think it's this. No, I don't think that's got any scent on it. But anyway, dang, I forgot to get my keys out. That always creates a problem. You're already sitting. Okay. Let's see how quick it starts. I know sometimes it looks like I start them every day, but I do not. I promise you, I do not. It's probably been a week or more. Yeah, every bit. You know, maybe a little longer. Let's see how quick it starts. When you listen to this truck starting, pay attention to the starter. I roll the window down, so maybe you can hear it better. But it's got a 4.3 starter on this 350. It's a 354 speed. So it's got this starter really does a great job. If you ever decide you're going to put a starter on one, watch GM 1038. His name is Brian, and tell him that you heard about him from me. I'd appreciate it so much if you would subscribe to all these folks that I've mentioned. But I mean, this thing just whizzes it. I'm going to give it a pump or two, like I said, because it's been a while. Tried to. Man, I'm really liking this truck. Brian done a whole bunch of work to this truck and put power steering on it on top of that. If I had more time in the day, I'd play with it, but I just don't have no time. I'll let it warm up for just a second here. If you don't care listening to an old man talk about a C10 truck. I got a factory AM FM radio in it. It was born with an AM radio, but it didn't work. So it just so happened I had this, and it works. I had a real pretty one like this, a nice looking radio, and Brian put it in for me along with a new speaker, and it didn't work. So the crappy one that looked like crap, it worked. So I don't know, go figure. But I'm gonna let it warm up for just a minute, guys. And I think I got it in first. I'm gonna let it run for just a minute. Just because, to be honest with you, I don't know when I'm going to get started again. As you know, or if you're new to the channel, my mother-in-law had a massive stroke, so you know, there's a lot going on, and in a future video or two, I'll explain what's going on and get you up to speed. But my wife is not here at the moment, and I'm not one of those that likes to speak out of turn, so we'll just let it go at that. And really, I mean, it's our business, but I feel like, you know, most of my subscribers, excuse me, has been keeping up with the progression and stuff on my mother-in-law and myself and my wife. And my wife has a big burden on her, so it's you know, she gets stressed out. So she went to Zumba today with her friends, and she wasn't going to go, and I told her, I said, you need a little bit of a break, not just from me, but I mean just to get away for just a few minutes, you know, an hour or so of exercising and stuff. So we're just kind of doing that. But anyway, sorry I get off on things. Squirrel, that means that I've lost my topic. I forgot what I was even talking about. Squirrel. So if you hear me say squirrel, that's what I'm talking about. I forgot what in the heck I was talking about. So yeah, it's a 84 C10 truck. I'm the second owner. I know I've told you this before, but I'm just trying to talk to you while I'm letting it run. It's got a it's not hopped up, it's a mildly built 350. It's got a cam and lifters and new oil pump, all this stuff in it. I mean, Brian really done a great job tuning this thing up. This thing, I don't know if you watched the video where my wife was driving this truck, but boy, she really fell in love with it. The power steering made a huge difference. I cannot thank Brian and his dad enough, Charlie, for putting that power steering on this truck. Oh my goodness, what a world of difference. I mean, it's like night and day. When you were trying to drive this thing before with these big tires on it, they are, somebody will probably ask me, oh my goodness, I should know, but I don't. 255/70 15s all the way around. So they're 15x8 truck rallies. But anyway, it was a dickens to, you know, drive it. You know, if you're moving, it's fine, but if you know, but if you're at a standstill or something, it's kind of hard to turn these wheels and tires. You know, you kind of, it's hard. I'll just leave it at that and hush and move on. I love how this old truck sounds. Another truck that I had that I really love to hear the way it sounded. Do y'all remember that 79 C10 truck I had? Went by the name of Ruby. Oh my goodness, I love the way that truck sounded too. Listen to this. I really like this old truck, and I've probably said this before, but you know, every time I get started on a new truck, you know, resurrecting from what I call the dead, or I'm into trucks that nobody else wants, going to scrapyard or whatever, or found in the woods or whatever. That's what I'm kind of into, or fixing to fill up a ditch. I've had all those scenarios before, and but you know, when you get started and start investing money in it, and little things seem to happen, you start thinking to yourself, or me talking to myself, you know, I say, Jimmy, what have you done this time? Look at what you've done. Now look at this. Now you're going to have to do this and this and this. But that's just part of it. But you know, that's just part of resurrecting the dead, I guess. This old truck's 84, so I mean, it's getting on up in age. What, let's see, 84, 94, 2004, it's fixing to be 40 years old, this old truck is. So I know it's hard to believe. I have trouble believing this because I grew up with these trucks, you know, 84. In 1984, let's see, I was, let's see, 19, I was on my second wife. I mean, these trucks were everywhere. I've been married 3 times if you didn't know. So, anyway, I'm sure I'm proud of the one I got now. But anyway, that's beside the point. These old trucks were everywhere, and I didn't even pay no attention to them. Boy, hindsight's 2020. If I knew what I know now, I would buy a bunch of these trucks, and I would buy the best one that I could afford. But at that time, guys, I didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. I was struggling every week, begging for overtime. I just got married, and my son was about to be born. Let's see, I got married in 83. My son was born in 85. So, I mean, I was trying to, my second wife didn't work, and I was struggling to just, you know, just to pay my bills. So, I mean, there was no help from anybody. I just, you know, I was on my own. So I was begging for overtime, and they kind of cut out overtime. And I remember I asked my boss, I said, you know, if you could help me, I said, I'd appreciate it. And, you know, I said, I'll sweep the floors. I'll do whatever you want me to do. Please. I said, I need the money. You know, I said, I got bills. I had a house payment. Fortunately, I had saved up before we got married. I had a little old house that, you know, I was paying for. It wasn't nothing special, but you know what, guys? I was tickled death to have it. I mean, truly, I was. As a little 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath. You know, had a basement, and half the bath was in the basement part. I mean, it was a little bitty house. It was actually a house. Remember, I live in East Tennessee. It was actually a little bitty office building that was in Oak Ridge, Tennessee during World War II. And somebody bought it, you know, and moved the house to where, you know, in a town closest to me, and I bought it. You know, somebody got it before me, fixed it up, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I bought it from them because they were needing a bigger house. And I was just wanting a roof. I didn't want to rent anymore. I've already been down that road renting. It's like throwing, you might as well just open the door and throw your money out. And every time I made improvements on the rental property or on the house we were living in, they'd go up on the rent. So, you know, what's the point? So anyway, I saved up enough money. I sold a piece of property I had, and see, what else did I do? I sold a piece of property I had, and it seemed like I sold well, anyway, let's just say I sold a piece of property, put a down payment on a house, and boy, was I glad to get it. But man, I tell you what, I got that house. My son was born, like I said, in 1985, and it was, oh my goodness, coldest part of the winter, and my central heat and air unit went out. I didn't have no way to heat the house. I was using the stove, the oven. I was doing everything. I was on my own, guys, and I was doing everything I could to try to keep everybody warm and to keep the pipes from freezing. Sometimes in East Tennessee, I'll tell you, it gets down in the single digits, and like I said, that's just a little old office building, and the insulation wasn't that great. And I'm sorry I got off on this. Squirrel, see what I mean about squirrel? Anyway, I forgot. Anyway, I'm tickled to death. Let's just start all over. I get sidetracked, and I can talk all day about stuff that nobody cares about, and I apologize. This truck's probably run long enough anyway. It's a good old truck. Mechanically, it's all new. I'm kind of embarrassed, guys, that I told y'all all that. I apologize. I have lots of stories, and anyway, I got a new, let me finish this part. I got, let's see, I think, oh yes, I got a kerosene heater from a friend of mine. I bought a kerosene heater, and had somebody to fix the, you know, kind of put a bandage or something on the heating unit that was broke, like you know, one like this, wouldn't nothing like this. I mean, it's like this, but it wasn't near as nice. This is a train, but the other one was just junk. And anyway, we got by through the cold months, through the winter months. You know, summertime you can kind of make it. But anyway, that's another story, another time in my life that I won't forget. Maybe y'all's had some hard luck stories too. I'm sure you have. But anyway, this old truck's probably run long enough, and I need to get busy. And I just appreciate y'all listening to me. I'm sorry sometimes, guys. Truly, I guess I'm getting old. I just kind of ramble on sometimes. But honestly, I feel like y'all's my friends. So anyway, everybody worked out good. And you know, my son grew up. My second wife, I had the son with. She divorced me. So there's always some people think the grass is greener on the other side. You know, and you know, if you fall into that trap, sometimes you find out when it's too late that you was already in green pasture. So I just leave that at that. You know, sometimes things goes on behind your back. You don't know that's going on. So yeah. So I mean, I didn't have a clue of any kind. I'm just dumb as a box of rocks. And anyway, it's kind of embarrassing when people know things going on behind your back, and you know, and you don't know it. You know, my neighbors knew, everybody knew. So except me. I was the one going in at work at 4:30 every morning, getting off at 3. So I don't know. But anyway, goodbye and good riddance, right? Maybe y'all's had that experience too with your ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend. I mean, I have, you know, women that watch this channel too sometimes. Maybe you can relate. But anyway, I thank you for watching. I'm trying to maneuver this where I can end the video. Thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it. Watching me start old left turn Bill here. Man, what a great truck. I'm just so happy at this point in my life. I'm 66, soon to be 67, and I'm just glad to be alive, guys. The Lord is good, and oh my goodness, I'm blessed. I told my wife a while ago before she went to Zumba that we are blessed. Be joyful because you belong to the Lord. The Lord died and washed away our sins. We're good. I mean, we're great. The Lord loves us that much, and God the Father sent His only begotten Son, His only Son. I mean, oh my goodness, I'd hate to be put in that situation where you're going to have to sacrifice your son or your daughter or your wife or anyway, I thank you for watching. God bless each and every one of y'all. If you think you got it bad, there's always somebody that has it worse. So, pray for others. Do a kind deed for others, guys. And I appreciate y'all watching the video. I've talked long enough. I got to go get Billy James. I'm going to end this video, and hopefully Billy James will start. So if you subscribe to the channel Primer at His Best, you'll see Billy James, and I'll post that up quick as I can. So I'm also on Instagram, Primer at His Best, Facebook, Primer at His Best. Got a second YouTube channel called Man on a Budget, and I'm on Instagram, Man on a Budget 1. God bless each and every one of y'all. I'll catch y'all in the next one. I'm going to back this up, and it's going to take all my attention. So I'll catch y'all in the next one, guys. God bless each and every one of y'all. I'll see y'all later.